Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Wargame Brendryen. As you can tell with Facecam today, I'm trying something new, experimenting with our content. I try to do that quite a bit. So, there's the Facecam, and let me know down below in the comments if you think it adds something. If you don't like it, let me know down below. As for the game that we're looking at, it is going to be Corporal MacBliat versus Private Welsh Gladiator. Now, it was MacBliat who sent this thing in. He says, so this is actually my first time doing ranked. Which I don't think it is, because he's a corporal, not a private. I'm kind of scared, because I don't know what to expect. My first thought about ranked is that it's always spamming infantry, so I used infantry like crazy. I spent probably 1 card of Fusilier 90, Territorials, and some Royal Marines, because the enemy is pushing so many times, and I cannot push to their sector. In this replay, I won in terms of destruction points, but I lost in conquest points. What tactics should I use in this scenario? Should I use more expensive units, or should I be more aggressive? So let's have a look. As usual on these replays, I'm going to be joined by my epic pen, which is going to allow me to draw on the screen, and it's going to be linked down below in the description if you want to have a go yourself. Now he's playing Commonwealth General, and this is going to give you quite a nice selection of units. It is going to come down to what units you actually bring into a ranked match to figure out how well you're going to do. But not as much. Your unit selection, I say, does not matter as much as what you bring where. Now, what I'm instantly noticing as I'm looking at his starting setup is a distinct lack of reconnaissance. He does not have reconnaissance vehicles. No reconnaissance helicopters, no reconnaissance vehicles, nothing of the sort. First, on a map like this, I'm going to determine where I'm going to go. I'm going to make a strong push towards Braugh to take this town. Am I going to go either over this road or this one and get into this industrial area, or potentially even, let's say, taking this town and thus blocking off the entirety of Foxtrot? Depending on where you're going to go, you're going to need recon. You're going to need to see, is the enemy, which starts there, is they going to come that way? Or are they going to go this way? Are they going to do a middle push on Alpha? You need intel. So first things first, get your own recon helicopter. Make sure that the recon helicopter, if you're going for Foxtrot, flies, let's say, here first. You'll be able to start spotting the road and see what comes down to meet you. If you're going to go to Bravo, just make sure the recon bird flies something like that, so that it can start spotting whatever comes down there. Now, seeing as he does not have any recon, he's not going to have a whole lot of intel. And that's going to be a problem. It doesn't mean he has no recon. He probably has some packed up. Yeah, there we go. He has some SBS most likely in one of these vehicles. But he doesn't actually see a whole lot just yet. Now, thankfully, the enemy doesn't either. The enemy, being a private, not that experienced, doesn't have any recon vehicles either. Now, what I'm seeing him do in the middle is not a whole lot. I'd say ranked is definitely not about spamming infantry. Yeah, it can turn into that, depending on the map. But it's more about using your infantry in tandem with other units. So, in the sense that you have, for example, here you got some tanks backing them up. You got anti-air, but you also need a couple of fire support vehicles, or something with an autocannon. As for the guys over here, I would put green jackets over there, because then they can start spotting what comes down this road right here. I want to know if there's enemy troop movements going left or right. I would also put the Milan team over here, or put the recon over there, and the Milan over there in the building with the cross. Because then I can start spotting things, and I can start shooting things with the Milan. I can start controlling the area here. You can always fall back, if it turns out that this doesn't work. The Fusiliers, right here. That building. Now, as for the rest, lots of units toward the middle, including some NTR, which is okay. It's just that these guys aren't going to do that well against anything other than helos, really. Fusiliers, they're good, especially against tanks with their short-range anti-tank weapon, the LordenIII 80. Really good anti-tank weapon. Right here, they'll not do anything useful. If you want to have these guys deployed here, there, and there, you want to make sure that whatever comes out of the forest here is going to get stopped. That's the key objective. Over on the left. Seeing a pin scour deployed. That's good. That's recon. Got some leopards standing by. Park the leopards here. Because right now they're not going to do anything. From here they'll be able to start shooting things. Let's say if the enemy decides to come down the road here. Right here they're not going to be that useful. So make sure that they're going to go into a position where they're actually of any value. Over here, quite passive again. Recon moves up to either the bush over there or the buildings over there. The Milan, it's okay. I would probably put the Milan like over there. And the Fusiliers, not here. Same for the Royal Marines. Royal Marines are commandos. They're really good at attacking. They're just wasted down there. What is going on with the CV here, by the way? There's a Ural with this. Okay. If you want to hold the buildings over here, just start putting some territorials in them if you have them. I believe he does. Yeah, territorials. So, let's say here, there, maybe there, and one there. That's it. And also these vehicles that you got, you can use those. So the vehicles either can be used in an offensive role, i.e. you send them out and if they get shot at, you know that there's something there. They can soak up ATGMs. So let's say the enemy has the buildings over here covered with ATGMs. These guys will go out along the road. They start taking ATGMs so that your tanks don't have to. Aside from that, picket line. You can have them, for example, there, 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 and there. And this way, if something does decide to try and sneak up on you, you're going to notice because one of your vehicles are going to get destroyed. Now, he does keep doing napalm runs here. He did one there, he did one there. So I would probably start thinking about buying a a fighter. This is also a bit weird. If you're going on the offensive, infantry goes first. Territorials are fine for this role, but you gotta build it up. I would have the territorials there. I would have something like a warrior over there, because the warrior can start spraying down anything inside the town and start shooting at the territorials. And then you got the leopards. The leopards currently have to deal with the HGM over there, or back off. If you can smoke off this area, your tanks, so let's say your tanks can sit over there and also start shooting whatever is in that town. Right now, your transports will die. I'm probably recording too soon after having a bit of a flu. Your transports are going to die, your territorials are going to die, and your leopards are going to die all individually as opposed to in a group. Strength in numbers, and not just numbers. Don't just throw 400 territorials at the problem. Throw a mix of units at the problem. I like moving up with grain jackets. They're not great combat infantry. They're okay, they're shock infantry. But against the overwhelming amount of firepower that you might face here, they're not very good. Keep the green jackets here, recon, and keep their weapons turned off. You'll be able to start spotting everything, but you won't take fire, most likely. Again with the bomber. I like moving up with the SBS, that's good. What the hell is this thing doing? This is some next level shit. You're gonna... Okay. So he's counter-capping from here. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. And nobody expects the CV to be over there. Unless they start shooting at Royal Marines, in which case they will fairly quickly meet their demise. Uh-oh, another napalmer. This has happened too often. You need to start controlling the anti-airs better. So you need to have the javelins farther forward, you need to have more anti-air, or you need to just have a fighter patrolling the skies. Because these guys are going to be the end of you. And there's another and another. Good lord. That's what, 70 points, 80 points each? Yeah, 70. Now, if you know that the enemy has this many planes, he's going to be weak somewhere else. Find out where. Get more recon. Speaking of, how much recon you got? You got 1 green jackets there, you got nothing in the middle. You got 2 SBS there. Okay, that's way too little. If I'm putting recon on this map, I'm going to try and play a long game with recon going all the way around. It could, in this case, be SAS. If you park something like SAS over there and you don't tell them to shoot, or rather you tell them not to shoot, then they're going to provide air spotting. So they'll start spotting aircrafts, and that gives you a bit more time to actually counteract those. I would have, ideally, some recon over there, so I can start spotting what the enemy is bringing in. I want to have recon here, like you do. I want to have it there. Let's just mark it with X. Over there. Ideally, I want to have like a recon unit over there. Potentially a recon helo, so let's say an XH over there. To make sure something doesn't keep flying around. It might. The enemy might do a drop-off. They might do a helo rush, you never know. So bring a lot more recon than what you're currently getting, because you're just not getting enough information. I like the kill on the seed aircraft there. Good work. Territorials are falling back. You got no fire support vehicles. Your leopards are dead. Don't attack here. Yeah, you got more Saracens coming in. It's territorials, right? SBS are falling back. Excellent. No. A leopard is something that you attack with in a fire support role, especially the AS1. It doesn't have a whole lot of armor. It does have a pretty good gun. And against infantry and fire support vehicles, it can do quite a lot of work. But you barely have any info. You don't have any recon on the information on the area here, so you don't know what you're fighting. On top of that, this leopard is going to potentially, at this range, get killed off by infantry if they happen to have the building. So don't do that. Don't go there. That leopard should sit over there. Alternatively, you can have it over here. And you can start moving up the Fusiliers to, let's say, here or there. And anything that the leopards can start shooting, they will. Right now, this leopard is way too close. And only by virtue of them not having any infantry in here did you actually survive. Javelins, good. Taking down MA-24. Got some activity here. Saracen rush. Conquerors are going to try and stop you. They probably won't be able to. Whoa. What's with the mortars? I mean, mortars are good, just not on the front line. Okay, good. Peppering the concourse with smoke. Very good. Now, here, much like the other side, I would build an offensive. So, the territorials are going to, in a line, move up. So, that's going to be your front line. Then you have something like a tank or several sitting over there. And potentially some warriors or the LAV-25, something with an autocannon, shooting down anything that gets spotted in that town. So whatever is in here is going to start shooting the territorials. The tanks are going to shoot the concours or whatever happens to be there, and same for the warriors. So you create a sort of temporary, overwhelming amount of firepower, which right now you just don't have. The territorials themselves, no. You don't push with territorials like this, not without fire support. Again, with the leopards, like, if you'd combine some elements that you have, you'd be pretty well on your way to taking this town. Because it's going to be a fight of the reservists. It's the Zelosnichi versus the territorials. They're both equally shit, actually. They're really not that good. If you'd have these leopards sitting, like, over here, you could start wiping out everything in this area. And then if you also bring, let's say, the tracked rapiers, which don't have a whole lot of range. They got 3850. Let's say they can get, I think, this much cover. This is a bit much on the right-hand side. If they start bombing you, so a plane comes out, it starts bombing you here. That plane's going to probably veer off that way, so your rapiers are out of position. If you're doing an offensive operation here, so your territorials are on the offensive, you can bet your ass that that napalm bomber is going to come back in. Move those rapiers along the road to here. So that if these territorials get bombed, at least the rapiers from here are going to have a far better field of fire, a far better chance of hitting the aircraft and of taking it down. There we go. Yep. Right on top of you. And you didn't have a response. So get the rapiers over there. Fusiliers not in the open. Try and get to tree line cover as quickly as you can. Because out in the open you don't have any damage reduction. If you are in a tree line, you do. Nice push with the leopards. You're still low on recon. And the Conquerors are making it pay for it. Uh-oh. Seriously, get something to stop these MiGs. They probably cycle very quickly as well. Oh, missed one. Killed one. And there goes the Conquerors. I think you could have killed the Conquerors if you'd pushed into them, or if you'd spotted them. I do like that you're pretty aggressive, i.e. pushing into different locations at the same time. You did an offensive over there, and now you're doing it here. Mostly at the same time. The problem that I see is that it's all singles, essentially. And I don't mean that in the sense that you need a dating platform. I mean that in the sense that... Finally, you get a kill. I mean that in the sense that you're just sending small groups of units rather than having an overwhelming amount of firepower. So, a group of Fusiliers backed up by maybe a couple, I don't know, Saracens or FV-432s. Ideally something with an autocannon and anti-air and a tank behind it. Not behind the anti-air, the tank, but between the lines. So just like I laid out over there and over there. Because at this rate, you're just going to lose a ton of infantry. And I understand now why you say that I probably used up infantry like crazy. Spent probably a card of Fusiliers, Territorials, and some Royal Marines. Yeah, I get it. This town, way too heavily defended. Massively overinvested in this town. Because this is what, 20 points? 15 points each. So that's 45 points, plus another 30 points. It's all sitting there doing nothing. Quite a waste of points. If you want to use these guys, just walk them here. And potentially smoke up the town. Because you really don't have any fire support except for the leopards. So just smoke up the town and then walk them in. The second line that comes in is the Royal Marines. And this town is yours. Because, of course, with perfect knowledge, with the neutral viewer from replay, I can see what he has, which is essentially nothing. The biggest threat to your infantry is the Promet. The Concours are depleted, the LCG are a joke. Are they even inside of a... They don't even sit inside of a building. You can just take this town, easily. Also, conquest-wise, I don't quite understand why you don't have a CV here yet. Oh, this is why you want to have the recon. This is why you want to have the recon. Okay, so a reconnaissance unit here, backed up by a tank over there, could have stopped these guys and probably neutralized this BVP-2 as well. You don't want a breach here. You probably see it? Yeah, you can see it, but you can't act on it. Building over here, don't underestimate this building. An ATGM is going to just shut down everything. It's going to shut down this road here, and it's going to shut down this entire open area here. So make sure you control this building with an ATGM, and that the ATGM gets information from a spotter, i.e. A recon unit. This guy really likes the flames. 912A. Territorials, leopards. No. Leopards are too close. Leopards are too close. Your anti-tank infantry here has a range of 525. And it's not even anti-tank infantry, it's just your anti-tank weapon. Your leopards have a range of 1900 meters. You don't have to park them on top of the Zlosnici. Maybe you didn't know they were there. But always assume that there's something in there unless you know that there's not. Over here,
Zelosnichi versus Territorials. This is kind of the problem I was worried about, because these Promets are going to murder you. Fortunately, they seem busy with the Saracens. Too busy with the Saracens to actually pay attention to the Territorials. For now. F111C. Oh, you really want this town, huh? You don't care who you hurt in the process. Boom. That was a fairly expensive way to kill 2 interior units. But I suppose you didn't quite know what else he had in there. Okay, all of this stuff here, just attack. Get in there. You need more bodies, you need more firepower, and the Royal Marines can just completely outplay anything that is in this town. Too close with the Leopards again. Don't push with single territorials. Don't push with don't push with double territorials either. This is fairly dangerous. Again, you need recon here. Without that, you don't know that there's a tank over there. If that tank decides to make a move, then all of these could die. And that means, once again, the air train spins up and starts killing off your units. So make sure that you get reconnaissance. A lot more reconnaissance. Reverse. Is that a fighter? It's 2 fighters, in fact. MiG-29 escaped. Oh, he got hit, but he didn't escape. There you go. The track Drapier's got him. It's a fairly good position. It's just fairly dangerous. Good micro, by the way, turning them right back off. The Lost and Cheer just waiting for the Leopard to finish them off. Oh, you're about to take the town. LSTR, he's really bringing in the big guns now. Nice with the Harrier. Very good. Seed aircraft. Good micro, turning those right back off as an instinct. Oh, but those weren't. And now you spin these up. Now you spin these up. Fire. Come on, you can take him. It's the secondary sea aircraft. Yes. No. One more? Thank you. Well done. Well done. Helicopter down. That was way too aggressive with the S-24 on his part. 912 comes in against your Rapiers. Move or kill. Oh, everybody missing. Tornado. What? He's going for the building? I thought he was going to kill your tracked Rapiers over there. Wow. Interesting. Not sure if you got him. Oh, dude, you have so much stuff sitting back here. Same here. Also, send a resupply unit to your warrior to heal it back up. F111 making a move on the left? No, 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 no. Okay. This thing is going to clear out a town almost single-handedly. You do not send it out against one motor-shooting unit. Always try to make a consideration. Is this going to be, let's say, an okay investment of my points? The F111 is going to cost you 140 points if you lose it. Let's say you lose it. What's it going to get you? I want to make sure it gets me either a whole bunch of infantry kills, so my infantry can move right into the town, or I'm going to kill high-value targets. This is not a high-value target. This target's only 1/7 of the price of this bird. If this thing somehow gets taken out by the Shilka, you're going to have wasted an aircraft. Yeah, you'll probably get the infantry killed, but to what end? Because you cannot push in with the Fusiliers anyway, because you don't have enough of them. So, in this case, don't bomb something like that. Still more Zelosnichi on the move. He's doing a counterattack. Boom. Harrier. His NTR is fairly lacking at this point here. You could abuse that. No, don't tell me the Leopards are going to attack. Well, okay. In this case, it's alright. You still have the intel from the SBS. That's a Concourse. It's not a Concourse M, but it's still dangerous to a Leopard AS1. I don't get why he's just spamming Zelosnichi. I genuinely don't. Also, you've had this territory for a long time. Put a CV in it. Just neutralize that sector, so you at least start ticking points. Put the pressure on him to change the battlefield, not on you. More territorials. Holy moly. Look at this. Everything here just started moving. It's almost like he just put everything on attack move. See, he's got a bit of everything. You got your, and this is not a good way to attack, by the way. You got your AGS-17, which is a grenade launcher. You got your Concourse, another AGS. You got infantry, you got tanks. The ingredient I'm still missing is anti-air. And recon on his part. He doesn't have any. He's at least making larger moves than just sending out 3 territorial squads at a time. Oh, there it is again. Rapier's active. Yes. Hit. And it left again. And that's the barbecue for the territorials. Yeah. Now this building was pretty much screwed anyway. Because you simply can't hold that. Get the cargo trucks back. Oh, that's a serious response. Would wipe out most of these. Yeah. Okay, good response. See, in this case, I'd say the F-111 was warranted. Because this saved you a whole bunch of effort. If you had not executed this bombing run, the enemy would have taken this and potentially kept going. And if they are able to take this, they're going to eventually put a CV in, which is going to put them at a +2. So don't do that. Don't let them get that. In this case, it was warranted. Even though the kill count really wasn't that higher. What's this guy going for? We're inside the town. Okay. Bahu going for the tank. Good. You're playing around with a lot of planes. In this case, a helicopter or 2 would be very, very useful. I haven't seen any infantry carrying helicopters yet. What I would like to see is a Lynx AH-7. Make sure that you have something like either SAS or Royal Marines. I believe you can get those in the Lynx AH-7 as well. Because the AH-7 is phenomenal at mopping up infantry. And with that, you'll be able to start killing off all of these guys. This is not very good. I don't think it's intended either, but the CV is firing. Which most likely means it's going to get detected. Hitting rocket pods against a tank like you just did a moment ago, not that useful. See, and he's not really using a whole bunch of tactics, he's just moved a whole bunch of stuff into your territory. It does seem to be working for him, though. No, 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 don't leave. The zone is still yours, don't panic. There you go, good work. Don't panic. No, don't care about the tank. Care about the Fidra and the Concourse, it's easier kills. You, my Vicar's friend, need to start taking on the Mostrelchi. All of this stuff. Pinsgauer not so much, but the FE432s. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Just machine guns. You don't have a ton of options right now. This is what you have. These guys have ammo. They have firepower. Use them. Send them in. Off you go. These guys are on the wrong side. They need to go to the fob and then back. Oh, the Lynx AH-20, by the way, would have been fantastic here. Really good helo. These boys right here. Keep in mind, they got poor optics. They can't see anything. And he has his place defended with the Shilka. If you can kill the Pavonka, that would kind of be worth it, I guess. But the T-55... that could be a struggle. think you went on a buying spree for more FE432s. Oh, you're moving the transports. Excellent. Sorry, it's like you went on a buying spree for the Vickers. Boom. Vickers. 912. Come on, where are your tornadoes? It's something that I also had to learn the hard way. Always have a fighter patrolling if you can. The reason why you patrol with a fighter is to just deter the enemy from even using his planes. And if you just have to call them in when you already see it, you're going to be potentially too late. Ah, the tank has arrived. DCV. +1. I hope it's going to be in time, but I fear it will not be. Well, you got this you got this party system. That's a dead lynx. That Sopal is going to give you a lot of trouble. Gone. Now, in this situation, I would have potentially gone for a two-pronged assault, if possible. If you dropped off SAS there, walk them in, attack from that direction. Then you send your helos potentially all the way around, and you attack from there. If they spawn a new helo, or sorry, a new CV, you kill it with the helos, and you take down this CV. Alternatively, you can come in from there. It's going to be a bit more of a walk, but you can do it. Now, you got 8 minutes left. Oh, you're... No. Well, you're not scared of that thing, you're just being forced out by napalm. Boom. Now he knows that you have a command tank there. Now he knows. Uh-oh. Enemy CV coming in. Your tank. Yeah, you're neutralizing it, but this is going to cost you the game. No, not really though. You kind of lost the game long ago when you kept attacking with single attacks as opposed to the combined arms assault. You could have taken this sector because it was really poorly defended. I understand that you're new to the game. New to ranked, and I made a ton of mistakes like these, many more probably. You can find those actually in my ranked replay list. Or my ranked playlist. I'll put that down below in the description. You could have taken this town easily. Once you have this town, you can start putting pressure on the side here, and you can really force him to start playing your game. You could have also taken this bit, because early on there was like, what, 1 T-55, this same Shilka, and 1 Zelosnichi, I think. But because both the sides were a bit half-assed, half-measure, you couldn't really get away with much. Now please let these Royal Marines clear up half this town. Yeah, just look at how quickly these guys start murdering Zelosnichi. You had a whole bunch of these available. Airstrikes going in. Look at that, you could have just cleared these guys up. And this is one group of Royal Marines. Look at how much mayhem you caused him. One group. Get more of these guys. And make sure that they have the firepower support that they need. Because now you're just, in the last 2 minutes, you're never going to win this. Unless you kill all of his CVs, but that's really unlikely. As for the guys still here, it's way too much. I'm going to once again highlight it. You got a Gazelle over here. Just put the Gazelle, like, over there. The recon helicopter is going to spot every helicopter, any aerial contact that's around there. And just put, like, a couple of territorials there, I don't know, here if you're feeling threatened. That's it. All of these guys could have been freed up, pushed into the town, and you could have taken it. Topos, there we go. That's another goner. He has recon, you do not. Okay, homework. Homework, bring more recon. Just focus on that for the first bit. Focus on recon. Look at that, you got a whole bunch of kills, just no losses. It's a very good kill-death ratio for ranked, but eventually it ends up playing around the points. The conquest points. So, homework, one thing, get more recon. Just focus on that only. If you want to focus on 2 points, just get recon and build fire support. So you got, let's say your front lines, I don't know, the territorials, then you got fire support vehicles, warriors, LAV-25s, and then you got tanks. You do it like that, you'll be able to start building up, you'll be able to actually push into a town as opposed to just, you know, the territorials go, and the transports go, and they all get handed down to you in a box. Not a good show. I hope you found it useful. I hope for you guys as the viewers that the face cam was useful. I quite enjoyed it, actually, and I hope that you do too. So let me know down below in the description, or, well, that's my department. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about it, and if you'd like to see more like this. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more.